Rücktanet, 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 Rücktanet,
Oh my goodness, and Tim Onlu goes over a tenth of a second fast.
Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome to the 10th round of the Formula Trout Premier Series, and today we head to a particularly special circuit that drivers speak of in hushed voices and with absolute adoration. It's the Suzuka circuit, and it's the Japanese Grand Prix. First opened in 1962 as a Honda test circuit, it hosted its first Grand Prix in 1987 and became an immediate classic and would forever become immortalised in Formula 1 history when it saw not one but two championship deciding crashes between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost in 1989 and 1990. Well, hopefully we won't see as much controversy out on track today. It's still something to get extremely excited about. 5.8 kilometers or 3.6 miles of incredibly quick and challenging racetrack awaits, with 18 corners, some of which the most famous in the world. And it's not just the track that's intense, so is the championship battle here in the Challenger Split, with Agnes Rositis only 22 points ahead of Giovanni Amorim, but he's in a 2 versus 1 fight, as if the Amorim brothers at Bag Motorsports come away today with a 50-point lead in the constructors, the championship is theirs. Suzuka has had its fair share of unbelievable championship climaxes across the years, and the Challenger Split today could be about to add to that. As we head down into qualifying, my name's Ross McIntyre, and I'm joined by my wonderful commentator and cameraman, Alex Cochrane. Hello, Alex, how are you doing? Yeah, we should indeed, and I can confirm you myself that you are being picked up by the shimps. That's all well and good, but yes, as I said, Dan, we head to qualifying. 16 minutes remaining here, and we can see some of the cars heading through turn 1 as they start their hot laps. It's a oh my goodness me, excuse me, I'm choking on my own breath. That's how excited I am, I'm telling you. I'm on board with Stephen Fox here into turn 1. You can see it's on an incline down into turn 1. In real life, that would mean that on the start finish, as the drivers pull up onto the grid, they actually have to hold the brakes so they don't roll downhill, which is just unbelievable to think about. And you can see there just how brilliant this opening sector is. Left, right, left through the S's. Some of the best sections of corners in the world. That's Luca Mangini off the road to the side there. And just through the final left-hander at the Dunlop curve. Oh, my word, what an opening sector. What a track. Paul Cameron riding on board with Stephen Fox into Degner. 1 and 2 through the second right-hander, a little bit tighter than the first. Do not get it wrong on the exit. Don't get it wrong in the entry here, or you'll find yourself rolling like Daniel Kvyat did in 2015. Breaking down into the hairpin now. Slowest point on the track. Be careful on the throttle on the exit though, because it could find yourself in a bit of a sticky situation. There's another car facing the wrong way. Lots of cars pointing in the wrong direction here. Now spoon curve. It's a double apex corner. The first tighter than the second, but also a bit quicker. Now the exit is crucial. On the run, down to 130R. So cool because it's a 130 degrees corner. Absolutely flat out nowadays. But you've got to get it so precise. You're going to scrub off a lot of speed. In, bang, don't lift. Brilliant there from Stephen Fox. Now just one to chicane section to go. The Casio triangle. Bounce over the curbs. On the left, just the right hand. Let's go. Try not to run out of road on the exit because it's not a big runoff if you make a mistake. And that was a very nice lap from Stephen Fox, and apparently that was also an outer lap according to our timing screen, but that could also be the timing screen messing us about once again. That is also a possibility, and it is one hell of a lap round here at Suzuka. That was a very nice demonstration by Mr. Fox there. We'll just carry on riding on board with him for the time being. You can just see how much commitment is required through that S's section. Oh, what a portion of track this is. I think along with Maggots and Beckers, it really is some of the best kind of left-right kinks in the world. And well, Suzuka, obviously the fans here absolutely fanatical as well. It's It's well told among the Formula 1 paddock how after the race is finished, the fans sit around and watch it on a replay on the big screen. They watch the race again. That's how much they love Formula 1 in Japan. It is just a crazy country, and it's actually a bit of a running joke, actually, kind of among collectors of kind of Formula 1 memorabilia. And if you get a piece of memorabilia, say you get a rising Formula 3 star or something, say you get one of their championship winning certs and you have it signed, and then they make it to F1, it's a common joke. If you put it on eBay for a very, very high price, a Japanese man will buy it. And honestly, that is true, because they are just so mental about Formula 1. Here's Anthony Penn, a new driver into the Challenger split today. We believe he's American. I'm not quite sure because he's not on our entry list, but we believe he's American, and he seems to be alright for what we can tell. I just caught the back end of practice and he was doing okay. I couldn't quite check what the individual practice times are because the live timing link wasn't working when I had a look in. Ty Isom making his return today after a few rounds. Oh, that was a bit of a spin from Penn as he went into the pits there. Yeah, Ty Isom currently on provisional pole. He's making his return today after a few rounds absence from the championship, back with Concord once again. And, well, he's currently got a 129.189, which is actually faster than the true lap record around here. However, the ultimate lap record, a little bit faster than that. It's a 127.064, which was set by Sebastian Vettel in qualifying in 2019. If this is the pace we're running for, I don't think we'll be seeing many of the Challenger Split guys get any closer. But we could be seeing some of the Master Split guys perhaps get up and close there. Obviously, that was 2019 as well. These are the RSS Formula Hybrid 2020. They're based off of the 2020 Formula 1 regulations. Obviously, Formula 1 never came to Suzuka in 2020 as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic-affected calendar. However, those cars were a good bit faster than the 2019 cars, so we may well be seeing that absolute record tumble in qualifying. However, the true lap record, which is obviously set in the race, and that's what really counts, was set by Lewis Hamilton. It's a 130.983, and I'm pretty sure that is easily reachable, and especially the track temperature is quite low today as well. It's only 20 degrees Celsius out there, so it's reasonably low. So we'll just have to see what these guys are going to do. Ty's about to go on another lap here. And well, we know that Ty is a driver with a lot of talent. He's also just set up his own YouTube channel, making kind of videos like Josh Revel, for example. Kind of those guys making opinion videos. Pretty good. 2 videos out so far. Would recommend. Go and have a look if you want to, or don't. Up to you. But it's would recommend if you're into that sort of thing. They're not usually my cup of tea, but he's certainly making a name for himself. He's already got some very nice comments from some pretty high up people within that community. So we it's yeah, so all well and good for Ty Isom as he just carries on through the Degnares now, and he is up on I believe that's Giovanni Amorim, who's just gone to provisional pole. Giovanni Amorim is currently the man in second place in the Drivers' Championship. He's got 117 points, 22 points behind the man currently in P4, Agnes Rositis, who's on 139. However, as I mentioned in my introduction, the Bag Motorsports car, the Amorim Brothers Race 4, they only need to pull away out of here with a 50-point gap, and the Constructors' Championships of the Challenger Split, and crucially, promotion to the Master Split is theirs. That should be interesting to watch out for. And Ty Isom as well. Concord Racing could be looking to get some good points today. They've got both drivers turning up. And, well, Dimble Racing are their current rivals on 83 points. And Concord, guys, as Isom goes back to the top with a 128.168. A fantastic lap there. So maybe we might actually be getting a bit closer as the session goes on with Track Evolution to Sebastian Vettel's ultimate track record. And yeah, Concord with some good points. They could jump up to P4 in the championship. Lioneers, however, currently P3 in the championship with 117. That was certified properly last time out from Case Willems with a great drive to take the win in Monza. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to watch that, but it was a very nice drive indeed. Here in Agnes Rositis, our current championship leader. And he's looking pretty hopeful. Only the one TC Esports car here today, which has become the norm for this championship. But he's I'm sure he's going to absolutely drive his socks off and put in a performance that we will all remember. Coming up through Spoon Curve now. It's a very tricky corner that obviously, obviously I keep mentioning Sebastian Vettel. He's obviously had a lot of things going on here. Sebastian Vettel again in 2018. That was the corner that kind of signaled the end of his championship hopes. He made a desperate dive up the inside of Max Verstappen very early on into the race and made contact and round he went. And that kind of signaled the end of his championship bid for that season. And as of today, his last championship bid so far, obviously, there's still hope for himself and Aston Martin in the future. He's still got a few years left in them yet, I'm sure. Anthony Penn in P4, that's pretty decent for a first outing for him. Just saw Giovanni Amorim there briefly as well. I think he'll be hoping for a little bit better than 5th place today in order to try and help secure that Constructors' Championships. But anything is possible, and there is 8 minutes left in the session. There is the man, the myth, the absolute legend, Case Willems, who I'm sure has had Sabaton blasting all week after a miraculous drive at Monza to take a win that nobody would have expected going into that race. He himself, you know, afterwards, we were, obviously, as I said earlier, I wasn't commentating on that race. Unfortunately, I was away, but I was watching along, as always. And honestly, our conversation afterwards consisted of a lot of screaming and then a lot of just congratulatory pat on the backs. Because it was a brilliant drive, it was a brilliant win, and it's also what he and Lioneers needed in the championship fight. Because he has basically secured himself 3rd place. Because he went from a 1-point gap to Kamashov behind, between himself and Kamashov, and Kamashov has been slowly catching himself, to a 16-point gap. So he's now secured himself 3rd place, and as I said again, Lioneers now have 117 points in the Constructors. That has pretty much secured them 3rd in the Constructors' Championship, which is great for them. That is, I'm sure, what they wanted. So we will certainly take that, I am sure. And we're on board with Case Willems now, getting a nice little slipstream as well. I believe that is from Rositis. It is Rositis. He has to pull out the way. He is down in the middle sector of that slipstream. It is certainly going to help as he comes through 130R into the Casio Triangle now. Braking on the curb on the right. Just misses the apex a bit. Curb on the left. Maybe could have been on the throttle a little bit earlier, but let's see what the lap time's going to be. Don't run on the grass, Case. That is a wall there. Latifi found that out last time we went. It's P6. The 128.644. Not bad at all. Bernardo Machado, which is the correct pronunciation. Once again, I'm still telling you, that's how you pronounce it, because he told me that. Into P7-4, Concord Racing with a 128.816, and that's Giovanni Amorim up to the top with a 128 dead. Here we go. The track evolution is really starting to come into play now. The laps are just tumbling and tumbling and tumbling, and Dolciotti's crashed onto the way into the pits. That's a bit embarrassing. Obviously, managed to get himself going again, but if you do teleport back to the pits in qualifying, that is it. You are not allowed to head back out again. So you only really see drivers doing that right at the end of the session. Kamashov goes to P3. Oh, this is very close at the top, isn't it? 0.3 of a second covering the top 5. Oh, and that's Jamie Elston getting all sorts of sideways through the Casio Triangle. And that will be that lap down the drain. Looks like he was going to come in anyway because he was very down. And there is Giovanni. That's Giovanni Amorim once again. That's his brother just in front of him as well. I think his brother might be on a lap. Else I'd be expecting to see his brother maybe try and drop behind him, see if he could get a tow. Because Bruno currently down in P13. That's not good for a weekend where Bag Motorsports could walk away with the Constructors' title. And I'm just going to ask Alex to sneakily go to their onboard camera. But the T-cam, not that one. Ross streams are like gold. Ross, we expect better. Thank you very much, guys. A little joke between us as they now put little stickers for me. Alex, do you think we could maybe get them a sticker for you next time? What do you reckon, eh? Should we ask him?
Maybe. I wouldn't complain.
Well,
I just want to say my microphone I don't think was working in the stream before, but I think it should be now. So, yeah. Hello, everyone.
Well, if you didn't hear before, say hello to Alex. There you are. And once again, big thanks to Bag Motorsports for repping me. And yeah, maybe next time you can maybe next time you can put a little message for Alex there. And actually, that little logo on the right, which I just realised, it says Ross streams are like, and it's a PowerPoint logo. So apparently my streams are PowerPoints now compared to Alex's. It's not my fault that my computer is a potato compared to his. All right, I'm trying my best. Look, we all know that this is a better streaming scenario. because you can't hear me fiddling about with my keyboard and mouse, because I can talk on Discord while it's got the voice filter on, and Alex has a much nicer looking computer, and it all works out better. I'm sorry that my streams look so bad. I also was running it in the wrong resolution for like 9 out of 10 streams I did in total, so leave me alone, okay? Resist is heading through 130R. I believe he is on a, maybe he's on a lap? I'm not too sure. He might be on a warm-up. No, he's definitely on a warm-up lap. He's definitely down on that one. And again, and he's actually coming in, so there you are. He's currently P2, and it's actually Penn on pole. Well, there you are. That's a way to mark your announcement. Anthony Penn, the man who's either from Canada, Britain, or America. We're not too sure. He's from one of the three. Well, that's what Alex told me anyway, because he's not on the sign-up form on on the Discord, which you can join, by the way, if you click the links in the description and on the subject of the description. If you can obviously click the follow button on Twitch if you haven't already. We are in our Twitch affiliate as well, so it gives you all nice and fancy things. And yeah, that's a great lap from Penn, that is. Wow, phenomenal stuff. He should be on an in-lap now, or is he on another lap? He might be on another lap, you know. No, he's not. He's on an in-lap, definitely, again. Too many people. Ty! Come on, man. Oh, and that's Stephen Hepner parks at the side of the road. Wonder what that's for. Oh, he's parked facing the wrong way. He's spun coming out of 130R, I think. Or maybe just locked up. I'm not sure. There's a car behind. He was going to impede. Oh, I'm not sure who that was. I think it was not sure. Andrea Canini goes into P8. Not a bad lap from him. That's Bruno Mormon into the top 10. That'll be a crucial point if he finishes there in the race. And I'm still gonna give the love for them guys, even if they say that my streams are like a PowerPoint. Love you guys too. I'm totally not a bag motorsports simp. What are you talking about? I'm totally not a Case Film simp either. Here's the man who is an absolute legend as he comes into the pitch. That's like the third driver we've seen bin it into the pits in qualifying. I mean, like, there's not a lot of time left, so I don't think Case is gonna make it out for another lap actually. So that will be Case finishing P6 at best. Resitis will be on an out lap. And again, this is a crucial weekend for the Bag Motors TC Esports driver, even apologies. And well, hopefully he'll be able to get a good result. Unfortunately, winning the Drivers' Championship doesn't just give you automatic promotion into the Masters Pit. You have to earn that with a team offering you a place. So, and TC Esports are just, they're not looking, well, I'm going to say this with a pinch of salt because obviously anything can happen. They're not looking incredibly likely to pinch a Constructors title. Even if Bag don't win this weekend, they've got such a lead and they've got 2 cars against 1 as Resitis even starts his final lap. But, yeah, but you do get promotion with the Constructors, so you may be seeing Bag going up this season with the Amoran brothers into the Master Pit, but you may be seeing Agnes joining them as well. You may get the call up by a larger team. We've seen drivers aplenty get called up, and maybe the Agnes was offered a spot because he's been consistently excellent all this season. He may have just turned it down. He may have wanted to focus on this championship. I mean, we've seen Toby Sanford got a seat at Oxtan after 1 race in the Challenger Split. Mustafa Muradi got a seat at Volpino after 2 races. Jan Dragoon got a seat at Younger GP after 2 races. So yeah, you know, it's he may have turned that down. That is a possibility, but we'll just have to wait and see. But well, I mean, Maxi Young is now in the chat saying that he's got a master seat guarantee, so that maybe Maxi's got a little bit of insight that we don't know over at Younger GP. Obviously, Maxi, well, I'm sure I'll mention this later when Caitlin comes along in the Master Split. He's taken a little bit of a break from sim racing after his recent Sprint Series Championship, bringing him to 4 Trout Championships in total. Obviously, again, I wasn't there for that one either because I was away. I haven't actually been able to say it on stream, but my congratulations to Maxi. It was a fantastic, you know, battle to watch with him and Oscar Williams, and it was well deserved. But let's see what the current championship leader in the Premier Series Challenger Split is going to do. Cross the line. Is it going to be pole? No. Agnes Resitis, only P3, and Penn and Amorum are in the pits. Where's Ty Isom? Where is Ty? Canini comes into the pits as well. Where's Ty? That's Bruno Amorum. There's Ty. Okay, Ty I think is going to be the main challenger here. Possibly Kamashov as well. Where's Kamashov? Oh, but Bernardo Machado, great lap into P4. That's pretty good. And Bernardo Machado, that's a personal best for him as well. So congratulations to him. Dolciotti with a 127.826 up into P6 as well. At the moment, oh, the tie's given up. Where's Kamashov? It could be Kamashov, could be the only challenger. He's heading Kamashov. Is he going slowly? He is. So it's going to be Penn on pole. Unless Elson pulls magic out the bag. And he's not because he's on a 2-minute lap. I don't believe it. Penn on pole in his debut race! Wow, we take a bow! Mr. Penn, that is phenomenal! What a lap of 27.176! Up on Giovanni Amorim! That is a spectacular lap from Penn. Anthony Penn, take a bow, man! Wow, wow, wow. My oh my. That is a great lap. I'm just keeping an eye on the Twitch chat. I'm sure we'll discuss all the gossip for next season's Master Split in the Master Split race, guys, okay? Don't worry, all will get covered, because right now we're covering the Challenger Split, and we're covering Anthony Penn with a phenomenal lap to take the pole position. Giovanni Amorim will line up in P2 with Agnes Rositis in P3. He's oh, Amorim was close, though. Wowee. And Agnes Rositis about a 10th off Amorim as well. Ty Isom. Oh, those top three, very, very close. Ty, we're looking maybe for a better start. We know Ty is pretty much always better in the race anyway. But I say that as long as he keeps it on the road, because in the couple races he's done this season, he's had 2 DNFs out of those. And I'm sure we wouldn't want to see that again. But then again, this is a rejuvenated Ty. He's coming back after some time off. He's made Conquer Racing. He handed over the ownership. He's just a driver now, although he's technically the founder as well. Alex, I'm going to go to you, my friend. Who have you got your eye on for this race?
I'm not too sure. I mean, Penn, really, really impressive to take pole on his debut. I think Amorim and Agnes, though, Rositis, definitely going to challenge. They're only 2 tenths behind. Ty, another good quality, but, you know, 4 tenths, see what he can do in the race. The race is very long, which is going to be quite bad tyre degradation here, so, yeah. As again, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, we will have to see. 35 laps, obviously, and as you said, even though the track temperature is low, the tyre deg is quite bad. It is a very fast circuit with a lot of flowing corners. However, it's also very hard to overtake. There's not a lot of big overtaking opportunities, and the track is narrow. It's a very old-style circuit. And that's a very lovely view of Agnes Rositis' face. And that's also not the man on pole, Alex. He's underneath you. There he is. I think it's Assetto Corsa's having a moment. There you go. There's the man on pole. Yeah, it's very narrow circuit here, so not a lot of overtaking opportunities. So with the first corner, obviously it's downhill, very quick right-hander, and then into a heavy braking zone. It's very crucial to get it right, because there is a chance of a big accident if one of the leaders makes a mistake, given that just the angle of the corner. But as well, if you lose places there, especially through the S's, it's going to be tough to make them back up. The S's is really going to separate the cars out early on. We could see another accident through the S's as well. Just, you know, such a complex section on such a, within such a short while after the opening of the circuit. And again, through 130R as well, that's the other one that I'm really worried about. Side by side through there could be quite interesting. We'll have to see. Under the bridge, obviously, Suzuka is a figure-8 circuit. It's one of only 2 figure-8 circuits that are Grade 1 FIA classification, the other one being the Fiorano test track at Ferrari. So it's really the only one that you see these kind of racing on in the world. And well, it's the only one you're going to see here in the Formula Trout Premier Series Challenger Split, because we're getting ready for round 10 here. It's the Suzuka circuit, and it's the Japanese Grand Prix. The lights are coming on now. And we're underway here at Suzuka. It's a really good start from Penn. They got a bit of wheel spin, but the second phase was really good. Giovanni Amorim looking to the inside. That's Rositis trying to make place in the background. It's going to be Penn holding onto the lead. All clean through the first section. I think that was Rositis actually losing out there to Kamashov behind. We got, actually, it was all very clean. Oh no, and then he's someone off, that's Stephen Fox off the road. Oh no, someone else in the background as well. I think that's Dolciotti there. Bernardo Machado's been done there by Gockman as well. So we've got some places. Oh, that's someone sliding. Is that Mazza? Yep, Robert Mazza sliding off. So a few incidents through the X's, but all in all, very clean. It is Penn that leads the race. Oh, and here we go. This will be interesting. Ooh, careful, boys. Oh, Case is off the road there. And Case Phillips dropping places. Oh my goodness me, there are so many cars here. I'm struggling to keep track of what's all going. But it is Anthony Penn that leads the way up through the hairpin and now on the run into Spoon Curve. It's Giovanni Amore in P2 and Ty Isom in P3. What a start for Penn and what a bad start for Agnes Rositis, dropping places that he doesn't need to drop in this championship fight. This is all advantage to Amorim. Where is Bruno as well? Bruno is P7, so this is really helpful for the championship fight in the constructors. Now, for the constructors, for them to win today, Rositis needs a really poor result, and essentially, the Amorim need a 1-2. It is likely, it is possible, we just have to wait and see what happens. But a good result here no matter what just makes it even more likely. Here's Ali Godwin trying to defend his position into the Casio triangle. Andrea Canini trying to look up the inside of Luca Mangini. But there is no moves available, and that's Dolciossi getting past Elston there, who maybe had a bit of a mistake through there. And Case Willems now with the slipstream on Gottman down the inside. He's going to sweep through. There goes Case Willems, our most recent debutant winner, up into P8. Oh, there's a crash. Oh, that's Mangini Canini. Mangini and Canini ever coming together through turn 1. And I'm not entirely sure what happened. I think there might have just been contact. Someone maybe slid out. But they've both managed to get going again. Agnes Rositis still desperately trying to make up ground. But Kamashov just matching his pace at the moment. It is only lap 2. But these opening sections are crucial on a track where it is so hard to overtake. And Agnes Rositis now trying to find the way through. There is Anthony Penn, and there's Amorim maybe having a look into Spoon Curve. That'd be very brave from Giovanni Amorim. No, can't quite pull it off, but Anthony Penn did run a bit wide, and he's run wide there as well through the second apex. Amorim now does have the slipstream. Has he got the PowerPoint power of the headrest? Let's find out in the slipstream. Penn pulls the inside, then the outside. Trying desperately to break the toe. He holds the lead through 130R. Can Amorim try and get in on the break zone into the Castro triangle? No. Gonna hold station for now for another lap. Penn will lead lap 2, and it will still be Isom in P3 as well. Rositis dropping back from Kamashov, who is gaining on Isom. Oh my, these top 5 are flying. Kamashov then does set the fastest lap of the race as well, a 130, put 1 through 8. That is already closing in on the lap record here. My oh my, it's like 2/10 of the lap record, and we're on high fuel. Alright guys, chill out, you got tyres to look after and all that, and it's only lap 3. Lap records usually come on like lap 30. Oh no, Bruno Amorim's round at turn 1. Disaster for Bang Motorsports here. Bruno's starting on the harder compound as well, so he's trying to go longer. That's something I didn't notice at the start of the race. So that may affect his strategy, but Bruno 1 round now outside of the points. This could be a bit of an issue, especially if they want to try and wrap up the constructors here. I know they will want to wrap up the constructors here, but if they want to try and just make sure the constructors is more likely than not to get wrapped up the next round. They are running a very, very special Japanese livery here of Bang Motorsports. The two Brazilian brothers, Giovanni and Bruno Amorim. It's a very, very nice livery indeed, but it may not be bringing Bruno so much up. Bernardo Machado trying to find his way past Gockman, or Case Willems, even apologies. Willems holding firm in P6. Case, once again, the master of consistency, just keeping it on the road. There's Giovanni Amorim. That was very close to Penn, but Penn firmly shut the door in his face there. And Amorim has got all sorts of pace here. Isom. Oh, Kamashov has gone past Isom. Kamashov is through Isom, coming out of the Casio triangle there. That is very, very... Whew. My goodness me. So, Kamashov up to P3. And Amorim's gone through as well. I was just looking at the live timing. Oh my goodness me. Amorim to the lead. Penn cannot fight back down the main straight. And Rositis as well. Isom and Rositis were swapping places, but Isom's managed to hold on for the time being. So Giovanni and Amorim will now be trying to sprint off into the distance. But Penn, the pole sitter on his debut, will be looking to try and desperately claw that back. Alex, my oh my, we've just seen one of the most hectic starts in the Challenger split so far this season.
Yeah, really, really, really impressive stuff from every driver. Really hectic. Impressive move from Amorim there to go around the outside of turn 1. I don't know what you call it, but he got a really, really good run. Obviously, we have DRS enabled now, so it just helps him get a little bit extra around the outside. Hopefully, he can start pulling away now for his sake, but Penn's still right behind him, going up to the straight 130R.
Indeed. Now, as the race begins to hopefully settle down, because before I'm going to lose my voice. And anyone needs to start one about tyre strategy. That being said, Kamyshov's already trying to look his way past Penn. Penn seems to be struggling in the early phases of this race. Kamyshov's alongside. Kamyshov hard on the brakes around the outside into the Casio triangle. What a great move from, wow, Kamyshov up to P2. He's really not giving up this P3 fight in the Drivers' Championship without a bang, is he? Case may have got the win last time out, but Kamyshov is certain to try and crawl that back over the remaining round this season, and that's Isom up to P3. Penn has just lost all his pace. He got pole and now he's going backwards. Part of me feels for him, but part of me is slightly understanding as well. If he's, relatively new to the sim racing scene, you can possess all the pace in the world, as we saw with that pole position. But if you haven't got the wheel-to-wheel racing, if you haven't got the race car off, you're just not going to go anywhere, are you? That's a big shame. But now Resistance will be trying to get past as well, desperate for those championship points that he'll be losing out to Giovanni Amorim. On board with Resistance, he's having a dive into the head, but that's very late on the brakes. This could be a spectacular move. No, he's just alongside Penn for the time being, but he's right behind him. He's still alongside him. He's probably got his hybrid button pressed to the floor. He's got the inside into Spoon Corner. This is a great overtake, possibly. It is a great overtake. It's Actis Resistance up to P4. Wow, what a move! Super late on the brakes into the hip and then just drawing alongside. Woo! Go on, Actis Resistance! This is a man who is also not giving up his championship without a fight. The man who Maxi Junger is in the Twitch chat confirming has essentially booked himself a place in the Master Split next season. But he wants to finish off this Challenger Split with his name on the trophy.
Yeah,
Wow.
just want to say as well, just bad to worse for Penn. Obviously, as you said, he's new to the series, won't have done much running on the car, won't have done much running with the tyres, and just, yeah, first down to fifth after 6 laps. He's got good pace still, so see what he can do for the rest of the race, but not what he wanted at all, definitely.
No, it's not ideal, but that being said, obviously he may be trying to play the long game, maybe just trying to conserve his tyres. He is on the CE3s, the same as the rest of these guys, kind of the middle tyre you can choose. Obviously out of there are 5 compounds available here, but there's only 3 that we realistically use, which there's the soft CE4, the medium CE3, and then the hard CE2s. C3 seems to be the most common early on among the front runners, but we did see Bruno Amorim, to be fair, running on the C2, so he's obviously trying to run a bit longer. We'll just have to wait and see. It is likely that Penn's conserving his tyres, but yeah, as you said, Alex, just trying to wait and see. It is not a great start from him, but as I said earlier, he's relatively good. That's Dolciotti round after the hairpin. That's a very weird place to lose, and that's a really lazy spin as well. He is so far away from the corner, so he's given it a boot for, and I think he's caught it and then overcorrected and lost it. He's caught it, overcorrected, caught that, overcorrected and then lost it. Possibly. I don't know. We don't have a replay, unfortunately. It's a very strange incident. And on a track where tire deg is quite high, a spin is not what you want. Resistis now in the slipstream of Isom. Trying to, Isom. I keep pronouncing your name wrong, Ty. Sorry. I do it every time. I say Isom like twice, and I'll just revert back to Isom. I know you've told me like a billion times. I'm sorry, mate. I'll try my best. Resistis trying to chase down. He will want a podium. Oh, Jamie Elston off the road at the Casio Triangle. This is quickly turning into a race of attrition here. Much akin to what we saw at Portimao, where we just had drivers flying off the road absolutely everywhere. Obviously, Suzuka is a very, very punishing circuit. If you make a mistake, it does not forgive you. There is no runoff basically anywhere apart from Spoon and 130R and the first corner. And that's Dolciotti up again. As I'm saying that. It's one of those classic, Mark Webber used to say that this is one of his favourite circuits just because of how narrow it is. It punishes you if you make a mistake. It's not, like Monaco where there's literally a wall. It's still, your regular racetrack. But it does, force you to be consistent. It does force you to be aware. And it really separates the brave and the stupid. And to be fair, the brave around here, that's what this track prefers. Because given how it's so hard to make an overtake, you've got to be brave. You've got to be brave onto the brakes for a place you don't think you can have a look. Place like here, the Casio Triangle, it's so narrow. On the exit of 130, you just got to stick your nose and pray they don't shut the door. Place like Spoon, it's such a fast corner. Into turn 1 where you're going side by side into there at over 120 miles an hour. You just got to be so bold, and it is it's a fantastic circuit to watch. And although in real life it maybe doesn't quite provide the same excitement with the current regulations in Formula 1. Obviously, the high kind of downforce, high drag things that we produce, a lot of dirty air, makes following another car really hard. But here in Assetto Corsa, obviously, these are RSS Formula Hybrid cars based off of the 2020 regulations produced by the wonderful guys over at Race Sim Studio. Obviously, Assetto Corsa, the slipstream and the dirty air physics, not quite akin to that of real life. They're a little bit more lenient, shall we say, and you can follow another car so much more closely. So it is really an absolute spectacle to watch. I mean, someone like Monaco, for example, Portimao. I know I mentioned Portimao ago, but Portimao was fantastic. I really am not a fan of watching Portimao as a fan in real life on single-seater cars, because it's just so dull, because no one can follow each other. But in this, it was Turkey as well. Turkey, I'm not a fan of watching single-seater racing in the Istanbul Park, just because it's, even with the crazy race we had last year in Formula 1, it's just the racing isn't exactly great because of the amount of dirty air these cars produces. But in Assetto Corsa, you can just ignore that and it produces amazing racing. Here we are on board with Ali Gökmen, with Stephen Fox behind, trying to desperately close down. On board with Fox now, just a bit too far back to get that toe through 130R. Bernardo Machado seems to be holding up a bit of a train in his Concorde racing car ahead of them both. Oh, and that's Machado going off the road as well. Oh, and Fox and Mangini also DNFs. Elson is DNFs as well. That notification did not pop up. Obviously, you can't see that. There's a small bar at the top of your screen where it says race, and behind that black bar, obviously, if anyone... Oh, hang on, I'll go back to that in a minute, because we got maybe a 3 overtake. That is Gökmen getting past Machado. Fox unable to, but Machado really struggling, it would seem. Stephen Fox desperately trying to find his way through. He's got all the pace through the S's. Machado looking so uncomfortable in his car. He's sliding all over the show. He can't find the line. And I think it's only a matter of time before Stephen Fox gets through. And it's Rositis as well. Only, 3/10 off a tie ISOM. As I say that. And Ty, I think it's his ties are starting to go. His tie is starting to go. That was a dreadful pun. And Resistance having a look into Spoon. Can't quite make it done, but he is still very close. And he's still gaining. He'll be using all the hybrid in the world on board with Ty now. I'm sure we'll be seeing that gap between himself and Resistance now, maybe through 130. Stephen Fox maybe having a look into Spoon as well. No, doesn't this time. But, oh, and that is Resistance on ISOM. And it's Resistance getting through ISOM. Resistance goes to P3. That is a great move up the outside of the Casio triangle, holding the line, and on DRS as well. Fantastic stuff from our championship leader. Wow, what a move there. And again, just as I was saying a moment ago, Mangini and Elston both out of this race. Then there were 14. Obviously, you can't see it, but I was just saying, if you know Assetto Corsa, when someone retires, you get it flash up on the top of your screen. That did not come up for Jamie Elston, which is why I did not announce it. I did not see his retirement, so I do apologise for that. Stephen Fox now, trying to chase down Bernardo Machado once again. Loads of little battles going on here at the Suzuka circuit. Oh, this is already shaping up to be an absolute classic here in the Formula Trout Premier Series Challenger split. Should I say, the Master split comes a little bit later, don't worry. Stick around for that, why don't you? But Stephen Fox desperately trying to find his way past. He knows he's got the pace, but Machado putting up the defensive performance of his life into Degnair 1. Oh, that's Machado off the road. He's managed to keep it in a straight line though. How has he done that? How has he not spun? I have zero idea. And we carry on going around. And that's really wide from Machado, who's trying to get the momentum. No, there's Machado round! Fox just avoids this round as well in the background. What? There's 2 spins in the same section of racetrack, completely unrelated. But Machado goes round, Hebner goes round. That's Fox up to P8, and Morum back up to P9. That's Bruno Morum, that is. Great stuff there, at least, for there. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that was intense, wasn't it? That is Canine, Agnes Rositis, now 129.666. Agnes Rositis officially has the lap record around Suzuka circuit. He has smacked Lewis Hamilton's lap record of 130.983 second quicker. My goodness me. And we're like 11 laps into this race. So basically, what we're learning is that the 2020 cars are on average about 1.5 seconds faster than the 2019 Formula 1 cars. And that also the Agnes Resistance is better than 7-time world champion, record pole sitting, record race winning, record fastest laps, I believe, driver Lewis Hamilton, who many consider to be the greatest of all time. Bernardo Machado comes into the pits there. He will be the first stop of the day. That's a very early stop. I think we'll be seeing votes on the C2s, maybe even the C1s, or even we could go 2-stop. You know, there's Robert Mazza. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. I'm interested. He could also be getting damage repair because he's been sat there for quite some time. That's the C2s. He's trying to run very, very long. Right, very interesting. You can see that C3s being the preferred order of the day. Only a couple drivers on the C2s. Very interesting indeed. And all the top runners currently on the C3 tyres. The question is, how long can they make them last? Cast your mind back to Nürburgring. Leo Garibaldi for Bell MK Sport, who have not really made a lot of appearances this season, came from a fantastic third position after a great tyre management strategy until he got disqualified post-race for not changing compound. But up to that point, it was a great performance. I was talking to their team boss, Connor Bell, earlier, actually. He's a good mate of mine. Although they've not been very active in the championship this season, their drivers weren't particularly keen on committing themselves too hard to this season. I was trying to convince Connor to let Leo have a go because I believe he's a driver with a lot of potential. And I was just saying, you know, it was a great performance by Leo because he just managed the tyres the whole way, and that is possibly one of the greatest tyre performances I've seen in sim racing. Here is Giovanni Amore, who'll also be he's also quite good in his tyres usually. He's got a very smooth driving style, does the Brazilian, and he's also a very nice bloke. And well, the last time I saw him, spoke to him anyway, he was a very disappointed man after Rosita's got a last lap overtake on the way to a Spa victory. There is Hepner into the pits now, our second stop of the day. Machado will leap past him. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. Again, not a particularly quick stop. I think there's a lot of damage repairs going on here. And once again, C2 tyres for Stephen Hepner. Machado does squeeze past. So, Alex, looks like strategy. Is he going to be running as long as possible on the C2s or potentially a 3-stop? We could be seeing C3, C2, C3. What do you reckon is going to happen here?
Yeah, Suzuka's always one of those tracks with super high tyre degradation. It's quite hard to predict what will happen. It's very, very costly to do a 2-stop. You need to basically put in a quali lap every lap without mistakes. I'm surprised a lot of the field aren't pitting already, because when I've been practicing for the Master Split race later, I've found that around 12 laps is all I can get out of the C3 tyres.
Really?
I think
that's not many.
Yeah, it's the S's here. They're just super hard on the tyres. The Degners as well, and Spoon. Everything's high speed. I think the main problem people are having, though, is instead of the C3s necessarily not lasting long, it's the C2s. You know, 22 laps around a track like this can be quite hard for it. So I think they're just trying to... Oh,
no,
arms round.
Arms gone round. I don't believe it. The race leader spins. Resistance passed as well. Oh, dear me, that's drama. This is the championship battle. This is the man who is fighting for the championship lead. This is the man who is fighting for the constructors, and he's gone round. His brother's only 9th. He's only 5th. So that's not good for the constructors, and it's absolutely devastating for the drivers' championship. My oh my. Rosita's. Oh no, and he's gone round again. His tyres are cooked. Oh no, Giovanni. Oh no, me. Oh no. That is devastating. That is drama. He's just sat there. I think he's beached.
I think he's stuck on the grass.
Giovanni's
Super
beached.
unlucky.
I can't believe it. This is the man who was P2 in the championship, and he's beached at the hairpin. Unbelievable. His brother's gone past. He's outside the top 10. Oh my goodness me, in a day, what if luck was shining on them? They could have run away with the Constructors' Championship. And now, as he DNFs from the race, it could be handing the championship to Agnes Rositis. I don't believe it. Giovanni Amorim is out. Oh my goodness me. Rositis cannot mathematically win the championship this weekend. But he can certainly realistically win it. If he wins this race with Amorim out, he will have, if my calculations serve me correctly, he will be on a 47-point gap with 50 points left available in the championship. So unless Resistance retires, realistically, that driver's championship is all but his. That is one hand on the trophy. Unbelievable. Absolute drama here at Suzuka.
Not what you want to see. Obviously, I mentioned the tyres super hard to make them last here. The rears especially comes out. Degna 2 just lights the rear up, and then yeah, they're just too hot after that. Loses it around the hairpin, and just unfortunate to get beached there. I think that's the first time this season we've had that happen, but yeah, really unfortunate for him there, especially for the championship.
Oh, that is such a shame. Oh dear me. What a shame for Giovanni Amorim, you know, a driver who has, you know, been so solid all season, and to potentially throw away the championship like that is heart-wrenching, and in such a, you know, just cooking the tyres and then spinning again on the way out of the hairpin and beaching himself. No, it's not one of the ways you want to retire from a sim race, or indeed a motor race in real life. Heartbreak for him. Heartbreak for Bag Motorsports. But I'm sure that Agnes Resitis is laughing all the way to the bank. This is his second race today. He was competing in an endurance race at Spa earlier on R Factor 2. I ended my commentary after about 2 hours into that race, so I didn't quite see where he finished, but he was running quite well. And he's seemingly continuing that form. So a very good day for Agnes Resitis. And he'll be delighted with that result. I'm telling you. Kamashov as well, now inheriting the lead. Not too bad. Ty Isom up to P4. And also Stephen Hempner's very close to Dolciotti. And more importantly, Resitis looking like he's chasing down Kamashov. He's smelling blood now. This is the lead of the race. Originally, he was just trying to finish the race, I think, bring the car home, get some good points. But now that Amorim's out, he's going to try and win. I'm telling you. And well... we can see there, Kamashov, I think his tyres are starting to go. He's 15 laps in on this stint, running very wide through Spoon Corner. At 130R, up the back straight we go, should I say, under the bridge and into 130R, shall we say. I think Kamashov may be coming in this lap because he's running very wide, sliding all over the show. Let's see how he does. And he did actually overshoot. He's braking a little bit through there. He's going to... In comes Kamashov. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. And again, not a quick... Actually, it's relatively quick, and he's onto the C2s. Okay. Dmitry Kamashov goes onto the C2 tyres. Here we go. Let's see how Agnes Resitis reacts. Championship leader Agnes, who I haven't given a nickname, actually, yet. Wonder why. So, no, I've given a nickname to, like, half the field, I think, and definitely all the sprint drivers, but never to Agnes Resitis. Which I probably should think of one, shouldn't I? I'll come up with one by the end of the race. Currently leading from Ty Isom, who's doing pretty well on his return after a few races absence. Running in P2, and then Mr. Penn in P3, the pole sitter. Pretty quick Penn, must be said. Stephen Hepner, again, still trying to defend from Dolciotti. Again, just drivers just keep missing the apex into the entry to Casio Triangle. It's just compromising that second left. You get a lovely view of the 2D crowd there. And they're just compromising their run all down into turn 1. Let's see if Resitis... See, that's how you're supposed to take the Casio Triangle. Because that's the man who's leading the championship and the race. And Resitis does come in. Okay. That was a good lap. He could be net leading this race. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. And more importantly, where he comes out. There is Kamashov. So unless Isom comes in, Isom does not come in. Penn does not either, I don't believe. Resitis has the last pit box as well. So we can have the momentum helping his acceleration. That was a very quick stop. I think Kamashov is just going to do it. Yes, he is. Kamashov will be able to sweep around the outside. It's going to be super close. Oh, Kamashov just gets it. Kamashov maintains the net lead of the Japanese Grand Prix Challenger split. Whew, that was a bit close for comfort. 4/10 separating them. But Resitis does have slightly fresher tyres, but they will be slightly colder as well. And Isom now trying to pull away from Penn. He's just put 1.2 seconds on him in that last lap. That is very quick. And, well, as you can see here, a few drivers as well. Stephen Fox. Stephen Fox sets the fastest lap of the race. So Stephen Fox is now faster than Lewis Hamilton. That is a driver I was not expecting to see set fastest lap, I must say. Obviously, no offense to Stephen, but he's typically not you have one of your front runners. He's no Resitis, is he? Yeah. So now the lap record tumbles by about 1 second and 2/10. So that is Stephen Fox, now the quickest man round Suzuka in the world ever, including faster than Lewis Hamilton. That's Case Willems and Bruno Amorim going toe-to-toe into the hairpin. Willems round the outside. Great move from Case Willems. the man who has been on cloud 9 ever since Monza, now just continues his solid form with a great overtake on Bruno Amorim, and that is Isom into the pit lane. And now that's Penn not coming in. Penn, who's been managing his tyres, I believe, who we could be seeing coming to fruition late in this race. As Isom leaves the pits on the C2s. Yeah, I think Penn's trying to save his tyres, you know, Alex. I think the reason he's lapping so slow, I think he's running ultra conservative. And I think he's trying to either just, you know, be able to take it really hard on that second set, or he's aiming for a one-stop here.
Yeah, I think a lot of this field is going to be on a one-stop, but they'll be really, really struggling on those C2s by the end of the race. It's a long, long time to take them, so we'll see how it works out. Obviously, the cars behind will be closing in on him, but if he can pull that back at the end when they're on their one tyres, it's all to play for, really.
Exactly, we'll just have to see. And as we wait now to see when Penn will come in, Isom's actually got stuck behind Gokmen as well, who has not pitted yet, I don't believe.
He's not. It's not what he wanted. It's going to just lose him time to Resistance and Kamishov in front.
That is frustrating. Gokmen did start on the C2 tyres. Him and Bruno Amorim were the two drivers who did so. So unfortunate for Ty, that's going to cost him a lot of time. Potentially one of those podium spots. And yeah, he's just stuck behind. Look, he just can't get through. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Cost him some tyre deck as well, because, you know, when you are behind, although the dirty air in a set course is not as bad as, you know, it could be, especially compared to real life and how these cars, you know, react to dirty air in real life. It's still going to hurt the tyres, because dirty air does hurt tyres. It causes them to overheat as Penn comes in. And obviously you have to turn in more as well, because you have to scrub off, you know, scrub more front end to get the car pitching in, because you've just not got that front downforce. Gokmen comes in as well, so Isom is freed back out to P3, and Penn will be P4. And it's Rositis and Kalashov once again resuming their battle at the front. The two samurais swinging away at each other here in Japan. Oh, and that's a current. That's Mazza. Round at the Dunlop curve, I believe it is. That's where Alan McNish had an absolutely almighty accident in 2002, I believe it was, in his Jordan. I think it was a suspension failure. No, Raikkonen had a suspension failure in 2001. I think McNish just got it wrong. I can't remember. He hurt himself probably. It's Alan McNish. He's had a plenty big crash, hasn't he? He has a bit of a reputation for turning cars into literally just piles of junk. But yeah, so not often a place you see it's either a very big crash or you don't crash there at all. Not often you just see a random spin. It's very interesting through there. Rositis now looking closer than ever to Kamashov. Will he be willing to have a look into the Casio triangle? Let's find out. No, not this time round, but it is only lap 19. There's still plenty of time. And Kamashov again overshooting the first right-hander. Again, compromising his entry into the left-hander, compromising his speed down the straight, and more importantly, compromising his entry into turn one.
Yeah, you can really see Kamishov. Oh, it's Machado DNS from the race.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what's happened there. Banana Machado for Concord Racing out, so that's our fourth retirement in only 20 laps. Disappointing there. You carry on, please, Alex.
Yeah, you can see just on the exit of the Casio Triangle, you can see Kamishov in front lifting his light on the back of his car, blinking and getting his recovering energy. So even with that, Resistance has the DRS, just still can't get past, 5/10. He seems stuck there.
Exactly. It's Oh, apparently I'm getting myself confused. It was Raikkonen at Spoon and McNish was at 130R. My bad. Thank you, Caitlin and Toby Sanford. You're very kind. Obviously, keep around for some Caitlin Penny and Toby Sanford action later on. Not that we're going to be doing whatever in the end you've just thought up in your head, but because Caitlin's going to be commentating alongside me in the Master Split, and Toby's going to be driving. Thanks, guys, for correcting me there. Again, if you want to say anything in the Twitch chat, do please go ahead. I am just checking up on it occasionally to keep your interactions coming in. It also is great to see what you guys think. It's also great to see this new feature you haven't seen before, the interactions feature. You can actually predict who you think is going to win. Toby Sanford thinks it's going to be Agnes Rositis for the race win. We'll have to see how that pays off. But yeah, well, currently it's Kamashov in the lead, but Rositis looking pretty pacey, and he is biding his time as well, more importantly. Just maybe trying to save his ties for the end of the race. maybe just waiting for Kamashov to make a mistake. Waiting for the right time to pass. There is still 14 laps to go here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix in the Formula Trout Premier Series Challenger Split. And right now, Agnes Rositis, the man in P2, is on cloud 9 because his main championship rival has just been beached and is now out of the race. Giovanni Amorim, disaster for him. So not only was allow TT Esports to close up in the Constructors' Championship, giving them a bit more hope that they can perhaps get the double. Although it is a big ask at this stage, it is possible. It also means Rositis has to score if he wins just 3 points in the next round at Hungary to walk away with the championship. And well, that'll be a very nice result indeed. There is Bruno Amorim coming up the pits on the C3 tyres, goes into 9th place. So he's still in the points, that's good for him. And as I said, next race is in fact the Hungarian Grand Prix, which are sure to be very exciting, especially as I keep mentioning with the lack of dirty air that Assetto Corsa loves, and Hungary's a very high downforce circuit. That should be great. Make sure you're tuning in, same time, same place, 2 weeks time. That could be party time for Agnes Rositis there. No, well, hopefully he doesn't get a big Hungary hangover. But we'll just have to wait. I'm sure he'll be celebrating long into the night if he does wrap up the championship then. As I said, if he wins this race, he'll only need 3 points. If he comes second, he'll only need 10. As if my math serves me correctly. So it's looking more likely than not that Rositis is pulling himself even further to that championship trophy. Well, not a physical one. I mean, we could give him a physical one. I've actually got a little one here. I won at my school the other day. It's a little trophy I won in drama. It's like a fake Oscar. I could send that to Agnes. What do you reckon, Alex? Do you think I could send Agnes my little fake Oscar that cost probably like a £5?
Yeah, go for it. I'm sure you'd love a little trophy.
There you go.
Maybe not the right thing for the job. The right. Oh, sorry. Kamishov seems to lift through there. Agnes is super close now.
Interesting. Yeah, that was very interesting. But yeah, I mean, it even says winner on the bottom of it. I mean, you can't see it obviously. If you're in the Discord, I'll put it in the Discord afterwards. But
that sounds perfect.
If you win the championship, drop me your address, and I will send you my little Oscar. And you can remember the time that you were Formula Trout Premier Series Challenger Split Champion in 2021. Oh, and that is Rositis running well off the circuit and cutting the chicane. Reminds me of Lewis Hamilton in Mexico 2016. Wow, that's not the line, Agnes, and he's lost a whole heap of time just as we were singing his praise. And Kamashov now has a 1.3 second buffer gap. He's lost about a second Rositis. He was just way too late on the brakes. I think he just got sucked into the corner.
I mean, from what I wasn't so clear on the broadcast, but I think Kamashov might have moved slightly in the braking zone just to try and cover the inside. And I think Rositis just, jinked to the left a little bit and just ran a little wide. He's still only a second behind, but yeah, unfortunately we won't have any replays for that. But yeah, I think Kamashov moved in the braking zone.
Wow, there you are. That could be interesting. We'll have to have a look at the post-race replay. Obviously, we can't show you any replays here today. But if you go into the Discord once again, which I do keep chilling off, but you go into the description, you can join along if you're not already in there. And by the way, if you're not following us on Twitch, do click that subscribe button. It does really help everybody here at Formula Trout. A lot of effort goes into organising these races and then broadcasting them. So it is very much appreciated if you do follow along. But yeah, do come along and join the Discord. You can access the post-race replays in there maybe an hour or two after the race. So maybe we can have a look there. I thought the Rositis just got sucked into the corner. But Alex is saying that he may be moving. I think Max de Jong is of the same opinion as well in the chat, because he's saying that was dangerous. And obviously, I mean, Max de Jong is a 3-time Premier Series champion and now a 1-time Sprint Series champion as well. He's going to be the one who knows more than me. And obviously, Alex, you're a Master Split driver as well yourself. So your judgment's probably better than mine in these scenarios. But that's just what I saw. But Rositis has gained already those 3/10 back up. He is now back within DRS range. And there is still 11 laps to go here at Suzuka, so he's got plenty of time to catch back up. And, well, if it is true that Kamashov did move, might be feeling a little bit angry as well. So maybe we perhaps be a bit more aggressive, a bit more willing to get the overtake done earlier. Be a bit more harsh with Dmitry Kamashov, maybe shove him off the track a little bit. And that's Bruno Amorim round at Spoon. And that's another spin for Bruno Amorim. Second of the day. Oh, the Bag Motorsports guys are having a dreadful day out there. That special Japanese livery is bringing them anything but luck here. Maybe it's because they said that my streams like that PowerPoints, you know. I know they're all meaning fun and games, but maybe my subconscious is cursing them because they are having a torrid time in a day where they could have wrapped up the Constructors' Championship. They're going to walk home at the moment with a single point, which is disastrous and also means that TC Esports, who as it stands are going to walk away with 18, would draw even closer in the Constructor Championship than they already are. Would bring the gap down to, ooh, I don't know how close it would be. I think it'd be about close. I think it'd be about 8 points or something like that. I can't remember the exact sum off the top of my head, but it would be close. So this is now, I mean, that's out of nowhere. From a day when it looks certain that Bag Motorsports were going to stake their claim on the Constructors' title. It could be TT Esports suddenly looking like they're going to get a late surge almost akin to that of Teo Pourchaire in last year's F3 Championship, just rocking up out of nowhere to get within a point of the title. Now, obviously just missed out to Oscar Piastri after Logan Sargent got taken out at turn 3 at Mugello. But you know, frankly, I've got my opinions about that championship anyway, because Oscar Piastri was dogged by technical problems all through the middle of the year. Oh no, and there's Kamashov around! Resistance inherits the lead. I'm not sure if there was a touch there, maybe. But that is Dmitry Kamashov round, and that's Agnes Resistance into the lead. Did you catch that, Alex?
Yeah, I think Kamashov just snatched the rear under braking, just locked it a little bit and spun him round. Nothing really could do once that happened, but yeah, Resistance through.
Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Resistance into the lead now. So he will wrap up 25 points. So if we finish as we are, Magnus Resistance will be, if my maths serves me correctly. Oh, that's Stephen Fox round as well. Again, it's just such a race of attrition. It's such a narrow track here at Suzuka. You know, it's just so brutal when you make a mistake. Obviously, these Challenger split guys are even though obviously Formula Trout was kind of the top level of Assetto Corsa single-seater racing, these Challenger Series guys are still very... Oh, and as I see, Robert Mazza's around as well. That's at the S's, I think. Yeah, it is. He's okay. He's okay. We're okay. He's fine. Yeah, as I was saying, you know, even though Trout is the kind of the top level of Assetto Corsa single-seater racing, the Challenger split is still very much the second tier. It's where you need to prove yourself. It's where you need to learn how to race these cars against the very best. And you know, sometimes your emotions are going to get the better of you. You're going to push you hard. Obviously, the guys who've been doing it for years and years in the top split, or it's just, you know, naturally talented, looking at you, Tim Omlu, who just rarely make a mistake just because they're that good, they're that experienced. But these guys, you know, they're probably lacking in experience in comparison, and as well, just lacking in a little bit of pace at this stage in their sim racing careers. So mistakes do happen more often. Spins do happen more often, but it's all part of the learning process. And while it can be heartbreaking, I'm sure Giovanni and Warren will tell you that today. It's all part of the learning process. Giovanni and Warren will certainly know not to push after he spun on a set of tyres, because well, he'll just find himself looping around like that again, and that is potentially throwing away his championship bid. Absolute disaster there. And to be fair, we've not seen we're actually not seen too many big crashes today. We've seen a lot of spins and a couple coming together, but not too many big crashes actually, which is always great to see. Obviously, Suzuka has a bit of a grey history in terms of crashes. Obviously, there was 1989 between Senna and Prost. There was a small coming together. 1990, where Senna literally drove over the top of Prost and nearly killed both of them. And of course, unfortunately, in 2014, there was the freak incident, which ultimately led to the death of Jules Bianchi, which obviously incredibly tragic. But obviously that's something that this circuit will never shake. But luckily, we've not seen too many big crashes today. And obviously, in sim racing, it's only very rarely you get hurt. And even if you do get hurt, maybe you just pull your wrist a little bit when your wheel gets shaken around as you hit the wall. But it's still always nice to not see a big crash. When we were at Spa, I can't remember who was it that rolled about 30 times. Was it? I think it might have been Dolciotti. I can't quite remember. Somebody coming out of poo on went well, they went up. They did a barrel roll several times over, and it was the most spectacular incident I've seen in a long time in a sim race.
Yeah,
Well,
I can get on board with that. Last season here, I managed to roll coming out of turn 1 completely fine. Continued on with my day. Magic of
out
sim
of
racing.
turn 1. How do you roll out of turn 1?
Well, a little bit too much throttle on the exit, inside wall, into the grass,
Ooh.
tumble.
The only time I rolled at turn 1 was in a Clio Cup car at Brands Hatch, and I mean they're literally cubes anyway, and I just got a tap and I went over. That's easy to do in those things. How do you you don't roll an assessor course? It's just not really a thing, is it? I don't know.
No, it was quite unusual, but I think there's a replay of it somewhere, so if someone wants to take a look for it.
Maybe we can go find it and all point and laugh at Alex at some point.
Yeah. Oh. Resistance is round!
Oh, Resistance is off! Resistance is round! And Kamashov re-inherits the lead of this race. Resistance round on the exit of the hairpin. So first we saw a Morum round there. Resistance, although he's not beached, down to P4. So it makes it a little bit harder for him next week as we go under the bridge there. It also makes it a little bit sweeter for Bag Motorsports as Resistance. Oh, that's going to be a very cooked set of tyres there. That was 2 spins. I'm baffled by what's just happened there. Wow, wow, wow. So Agnes Resistance, round he goes. TC Esports driver. Well, he's just making the show a little bit harder next week. And it gives him a little bit more hope. Because now he can look up. He knows that Resistance hasn't extracted the maximum out of the weekend. When he looked like he could have done. And when he was not scoring points. I'm sure Giovanni is perhaps the frown that he inevitably had on. Maybe a small smile's just creeped onto his face if he's still watching along. And I'm sure that's happened with Bruno as well, because that's made their constructors' prospects just that little bit sweeter as well. And Anthony Penn, that means he's going to sneak onto a debut podium as it stands as well, which is great for him after that pole position that with a fantastic lap. Well, Penn is certainly making a strong impression indeed. And there's Ty Isom as well on his comeback race after a few rounds off. Still impressing, still got the post. Well, supposedly he was taking a few months off from sim race. That was more like a few weeks. I think he had to brainstorm starting his really cool YouTube channel. But yeah, he's back now, and he's coming back with a bang. As it stands, he will get a podium. Obviously, touching wood that nothing happens there. Agnes Resistance, though, he's got 2 seconds to Penn, who's gone a lot fresher tyres. And according to Caitlin Penny in the chat, she once won a historic F3 race after rolling. Caitlin, I have no idea how you did that, because if you rolled a historic F3 car, you'd have probably broken every single bone in your body. But there you are. Well, I'll ask you about that in between the races when you come on into the broadcast booth. There is Kamishov, starting lap 30, 5 laps to go. Oh, I tell you what, Alex, did you see this coming when this race started?
No, it's been back and forth, definitely. It's always produces good racing, Suzuka, but yeah, mistakes from both drivers. I don't know if you caught it then, but Kamishov had a little wiggle coming out of the last corner. It kept going okay, but his tyres must be his tyres must be starting to wear, because it was quite a big wobble. Must have cost him a lot of time, so maybe it can change even more.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's got 4.2 seconds to ISOM in P2. Hopefully his tyres aren't that spent towards the end of the race. Oh, that was very close to the white line there. You can see these fine margins these drivers are on, really on the absolute limit. As he heads down on the run to Spoon. And Kamishov just needs to bring the car home. Isom is pushing. He did just close a little bit there, but as it stands, well, it looks like it's going to be Kamishov just needs to bring it home. Though this will certainly be a result that the Concord driver will see no problem with. It's been a very, very solid performance indeed. And, well, as he comes round, and there's Agnes Resistance, a driver who will be hitting himself over and over. Oh, dear me. Agnes Resistance, this was a weekend where he should have extracted the absolute maximum from. And instead, he's only going to walk away with 12 points. And although, you know, it's still a good result, and Giovanni Mormon was walking away with none, so that's very helpful in the driver's fight. Well, he could have been rolling away with twice as many.
I wouldn't count Resistis out completely yet of the podium. He's 0.7 lap faster than Penn that lap, so there was 4 laps to go. Still maybe make a move on him.
Well, I mean, he could, but all Penn needs to do is just turn himself into a moving roadblock. Although, to be fair, overtaking has been a bit easier than I expected from this race. I was expecting it to be near impossible. With some good defensive driving, you can certainly turn yourself into a bit of an annoying person to get past, shall we say. And on board with Resistis now. Is he coming to Spoon?
He's just at the 1 second barrier, so he might get DRS this lap. Depends what his wings are compared to Penn in front.
I believe Resistis is running quite a high downforce setup, from what I can tell. So he might struggle a bit. Let's see what happens. Well, he should get. See what the detection point. I don't think he's going to get a DRS. Maybe have to wait another lap. Onto lap 32 we go. And yeah, he's not going to be close enough this time by. Oh no, Bruno Amorim. Oh, and it gets worse for Bag Motorsports. And it's gone from 2 points to 1 point. So it's once again advantage TC Sports in the constructors fight. Oh, what a shame for them. Oh, I can't help but feel sorry for them. What a shame. What a shame. But it is what it is. And you just have to take it and move on to the next weekend. And oh, Anthony Penn now has to hold on as we go coming through the hairpin now, the scene of the crime of the DNF of Giovanni Amorim. And as we wait to see what Resistis can do, he is definitely struggling down the straights. But you know, through the corners, that high downforce setup is definitely helping him. I think Anthony Penn is just, you know, getting a bit lucky that there's the DRS zone here. It's just where Resistis can't catch him. And you can see that Resistis is definitely losing in a straight line. If you watch the live delta, he's just falling backwards and backwards and backwards down the straight. And yep, I think he is going to be oh, he might not be behind. Let's see if that reeling opens. It does. Okay, Resistis in DRS range. Here we go. The fight for P3 is well and truly on. It's going to help him just draw that little bit closer down the main straight. It's not going to help him overtake, not from that far back, but it's certainly a little bit more beneficial as they go through the famous S's that start the lap, which is the absolute tire destroyers, which is yeah, they are very, very not nice corners to run on tires which are worn, but onto grippy. Oh no! Oh, Penn's all sorts of sideways on the deck there too. He moves back across the block. Resistis may have a dive down the inside. Does he have a look? No. Penn, that was very, very cheeky on the defending. I don't think Resistis is going to be all too happy about that, but he maintains P3 for the time being. That was really pushing the envelope in terms of that move from Penn. He just cut straight back onto the racing line. He's running wide as well. And Resistis will have the toe down here. And Penn is weaving. He's weaving. He's trying desperately to break the toe. But he can't do anything. Resistis is so close. Will Resistis have a look into Cassio? Oh, no. Too far back. He may have a go into turn one, though. Oh, and it's wide from Penn as well. So he's going to compromise his exit speed. Resistis, though, too eager on the throttle. And he's going to lose time. DRS will be open. I think he might be a bit too far back. Let's see down into turn one. Lap 34, the penultimate lap of the Japanese Grand Prix here in the Formula Trout Challenge. But no, Resistis too far back for the time being. This is possibly the most hectic fight for a podium place I have seen this season so far. And Resistis just gaining through the first and second sectors. and then just losing it all in the final section. You just cannot get close enough. And it is it must be so frustrating for the Latvian underneath that helmet. But he cannot do anything. Will Penn make the same mistake this time? No. He keeps it firmly in the same direction, but he's slower. Rositis has the chance. Rositis goes for the chance. Penn turns in. There's contact between the pair of them. But it's Rositis to P3. Penn gets sideways. Rositis, the podium position is his. Penn once again was slow on the deck there. And Rositis this time was definitely close enough to capitalise. There was contact between the pair anyway. Penn definitely turned in to try and wig him out a bit, I think. But it will be Rositis taking that podium place. And while it won't be a win for Agnes after a race when he could have just dominated, it's still a podium, it's still a trophy. And more importantly, as we start the final lap of this race, it is one hand on the Drivers' Championship trophy. And that's Bruno Morum off the road again, and he's outside the points. Bag Motorsports Day just goes from bad to worse. Oh dear me, I cannot help but feel for the Amorim brothers right now. What could have been such a good weekend for them has turned into an absolute nightmare, and they will be leaving Suzuka, well, with a Saturday night to absolutely forget. Oh dear me. Giovanni and Bruno, that's going to be a tense team meeting after this one, isn't it? Oh dear, oh dear. Dmitry Kamashov though, half a lap to go. And this will help him close right back up to Case Willems. Actually, I think it might even help him jump him in the championship fight. I'm not too sure. And Case Willems, who was so happy after his win at Monza, to kind of just make himself safe in P3 in the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship, is now going to be back under threat from the ruthless Russian Dmitry Kamashov, who has just been fantastic today. And he's been so smooth. He's been so clean, and he's kept it on the track when others haven't. It's Dmitry Kamashov who's gonna win the Formula Trout Premier Series Challenger Split here at Suzuka. What a race for the Tim Bob Racing driver. It's gonna be Ty Isom on his return with P2, and it's gonna be Agnes Resistance for P3 as Penn goes off at the last corner. And the pole man will come home a respectable fourth nonetheless. Case Willems will take P5. Probably not the best result that he wanted, but still a good performance from the Lionese Racing driver. Nonetheless, Ali Gochman with a very strong result in P6. Agnes Rositis, though, that is absolutely crucial, because that is basically, well, Giovanni Amorim, if he wants that Drivers' Championship, is going to have to absolutely pull it out of the bag now, because it's all about Rositis. Dolciotti's still having accidents while the checkered flag is out. Whoa! My goodness me. What an end to this race we've seen. What a race we've just seen here at Suzuka. Will be Stephen Fox coming home in P7 with a very nice performance from him as well. I believe he maintained the fastest lap of the race. So until the Master Split at least. So for about the next hour, Stephen Fox is officially the fastest man to ever go around Suzuka circuit. Wow. There you are. Nice one, Stephen Fox. We've also just been informed by Max Yinger in the chat that Bag Motorsports do still have the Constructors' leads as it stands, but only by 3 points. And you can see there, the front three coming home in formation. Wow, that's a view you don't get very often. Alex, what a race we've just seen, man.
Yeah, didn't expect the finishing order like that at all. Great job from Kamashov. A little disappointing for Penn, but, you know, P4 on your debut is still good. Pole, P4, good points. Yeah, I think he made an impression, definitely. Unfortunate.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Go on.
I was just saying, it was certainly an interesting race. And I know you've got to dash off quickly, so I'll just get some quick interviews in, because I know you've got to dash off for the Master Split. So we'll just wait and see if anybody wants an interview. But yeah, what a race we have just witnessed here over at Formula Trout. Yes, let's wait and see who wants an interview, shall we? Alex, who was your driver of the day there?
I would have said Penn, even though he finished P4. It's still a really good drive. You know, he's spoken to him briefly. He's never really raced before online, so to finish P4 and pole, I think that would still be my driver of the day, even with the little errors he made and dropping back a bit.
Well, I don't think a lot of you are inclined to agree with you, but we'll quickly move on to the interviews with the man who's always around for an interview, like the legend that he is, Case Willems. Case, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hello, man. Well, first of all, I know I haven't spoken to you in person since Monza, but first of all, well done for that. That was amazing.
Big thanks for that.
Yeah, it's all right. Second of all, P5, pretty good result out there. Obviously, Kamashov did win though, so makes it a little bit more tense in the drivers and the constructors for you and Lioneers. What are you taking from that race? Is that all positive, or are you just a little bit worried about the championship now?
Well, obviously, first a big congratulations to Dimitri. He did awesome today with his win as well. So now he knows how it feels as well with me and Monza. Yeah, this race and this January, this track isn't personally my favorite or my best track. I find I struggle a lot with Pacer. I hope to qualify it a lot higher as well. I just made a few mistakes here and there that cost me potentially a few places up. But the race start was also quite messy. I had a few small hits with some people. I think I might have sent someone around. I'm not sure who it was, but who it was, I'm very sorry. But then later on in the race, the C3s were really horrible. But as I got on the C2s, I felt really quick on that. But yeah, P5, I'd say that's pretty good for me. Unfortunately, my teammate again did not finish the race. I'm not too worried about the standings at the moment. I'll have to see how they will be exactly. But I'm excited to take this battle on to Hungary.
Well, it should be a very good battle. Unfortunately, we do have to rush the interviews just along a little bit because there's a lot of interviews and Alex has to dash off. But yeah, great race out there, Case. And again, thanks very much for the interview.
No problem. Thanks for commentating.
It's no worries. Case, Williams, everybody. Right. Next, we will pull Ty Iselman. Ty, first of all, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Very nice. Hello, Ty. Not a
Hello.
bad return to the Challenger split. P2, you'll take that.
Yes, I will. Absolutely.
Yeah, just kind of run us through your race briefly. I mean, you're just very solid out there. I don't think you really put a foot wrong. It's a very nice result.
I felt like I lacked a bit of pace compared to obviously Dimitri and Agnes, but obviously, I managed to sort of somewhat keep up, at least within a certain distance. And yeah, P2, not bad because Bruno Amorim, I think, span out towards the start of the race. He was leading at one point, and then I saw Agnes had spun towards the end of the race. So I kind of took that, and well, P2, it pays off to not put a foot wrong, really.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Right, unfortunately, Ty, I'm gonna have to rush you along, but yeah, good
No
race out
worries,
there
mate.
today and a good result, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Ty, it's on everybody now. One last one. The man who is currently muted, but Agnes, are you there? Hello.
Hi, Das.
Hello, Agnes. There we go. Agnes Rositis. Well, podium. So could have been a win, but still a podium. But more importantly, obviously with Giovanni retiring from that race, that is all advantage to you in the drivers' championship, and it really closes up the gap in the constructors as well. How does that feel?
Yeah, sure. It's a shame that it's happening like this, but yeah, I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, again, you could have won the race, but you didn't. Just an unlucky spin. Was that particularly frustrating, or did you just get your head down and try and get the best result you could?
Yeah, at that moment I couldn't believe what I've done, but yeah, but I managed to get my head cool pretty quick, and then I was competitive again and had a fight with Ben.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was a very nice fight, to be fair, at the end of the race, and it was a nice little overtake as well. Well, good job out there, Agnes. Thank you for joining us, and well, next race at Hungary could be a little celebration on hand. We'll just have to see. Take care, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
That was Agnes Rositis, and well, I think that'll be it for the interviews. So I just want to firstly say thank you very much, Alex, for once again providing us with your lovely computer and broadcasting, and also co-commentating with me. Thank you very much.
Yep, no problem. Glad to be here.
And well, it's also going to be thank you to everyone watching as well. Make sure you stay tuned because in a moment's time we'll be back with the Master Split. So we'll